In the world of professional wrestling, one creative decision can make or break a superstar's entire career. For Drew McIntyre, that statement couldn't be truer. Before he became the Scottish Warrior fans know and love today, WWE once had a completely different plan for him, one that, if it had gone forward, might have completely derailed his career. Thankfully, that storyline was scrapped, allowing McIntyre to rebuild himself and eventually rise to the top as a two-time WWE champion. Back in the early 2010s, Drew McIntyre was touted as the Chosen One. Vince McMahon himself introduced him as the future face of WWE. McIntyre's look, charisma, and in-ring ability made him a promising young star. However, his momentum quickly faded due to inconsistent booking, lackluster storylines, and backstage politics. By 2014, McIntyre was stuck in comedic mid-card roles as part of 3 Megabytes alongside Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal, a far cry from the main event potential he once displayed. According to reports and former WWE writers, there was once a rejected storyline that could have changed the course of McIntyre's career, and not in a good way. WWE Creative had allegedly discussed turning McIntyre into a delusional rock star gimmick after the breakup of 3 Megabytes. The idea was for him to lean heavily into the music persona, performing fake concerts on Monday Night Raw, cutting bizarre promos, and dressing in outrageous outfits. While this concept may have been intended to add comedy and personality, it would have further buried McIntyre as a serious competitor. Imagine the man who would later dethrone Brock Lesnar being portrayed as a failed musician obsessed with fame and fantasy. The gimmick could have made him a laughingstock among fans and peers, much like 3 Megabytes did before. McIntyre himself has admitted in interviews that he knew his character at the time wasn't working. He wanted to be seen as a credible, dangerous athlete, not a punchline. This rejected storyline, though never made official, could have been the final nail in his WWE coffin. When WWE released McIntyre in 2014, it seemed like the end of the road. But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Drew took that rejection and used it as motivation to reinvent himself completely. He hit the independent circuit with a chip on his shoulder, wrestling all over the world and earning the respect of fans and promoters alike. He transformed his physique, honed his skills, and developed a no-nonsense persona that was far removed from the over-the-top characters of his past. By the time McIntyre returned to WWE in 2017 through NXT, he was a completely different performer. Gone was the gimmicky, overproduced version of Drew. In his place stood a hardened warrior who had battled through adversity. His promos carried authenticity, his matches displayed intensity, and his presence commanded respect. It was this transformation that led to his eventual rise on the main roster and his crowning moment at WrestleMania 36, where he defeated Brock Lesnar to become WWE Champion. It's fascinating to think about how one rejected storyline might have changed everything. If WWE had gone forward with the rock star angle, McIntyre's credibility could have been destroyed. Fans may have never taken him seriously again, and his path back to the top could have been impossible. Instead, Drew's time away from WWE gave him the creative freedom to find himself and rebuild his reputation from scratch. Today, Drew McIntyre stands as one of the most respected and consistent performers in WWE. He's proven himself as a main event player, capable of carrying the company on his shoulders. His story serves as a powerful reminder that rejection is not the end. Sometimes, it's the turning point that leads to greatness. In hindsight, WWE's decision to scrap that disastrous idea was a blessing not only for McIntyre, but also for fans who appreciate authenticity and passion in their champions. The rock star gimmick may have been an entertaining concept for a short while, but it would have robbed Drew of the legacy he's built today, that of a warrior who rose from the ashes, defied the odds, and became one of WWE's most inspiring comeback stories.